I am pulling my daily philosophical reflection out of retirement to comment on the Cubs' playoff loss to the Mets. First of all, I should preface this by saying I'm not making a blanket generalization about all Cubs fans. There are plenty of stand up guys, men and women better than I, who are Cubs fans. People like Bill and Brent, KY to the extent that he cares about baseball, and same might apply to Fooster. But generally, most Cub fans suck. There's no other way to put it. And what I mean by suck is I think that there's a comfort that Cub fans generally find in being part of the herd, the dominant group, to be part of the hegemony that sucks everyone in. And this herd mentality, this mob mentality, I find quite distasteful. So I couldn't help but enjoy the fact that the Cubs lost. Um, I did another brief meditation retreat and followed up by some service. And I thought it was very telling that, I'd walk around on that last day with my Cubs Suck t-shirt. And those who commented negatively about that t-shirt were the ones who were not helping out in cleaning up in the kitchen and things like that. It's not like the Sox fans. I don't know if there were Sox fans there participated, but the point is that they're the minority. The dominant Cub fans are typically very, I don't know, they find service beneath them. They feel better than that. And again, this isn't across the board, but it's often the case. Also, this is kind of related to why I find black Cub fans especially distasteful. It's like a betrayal of the South Side. It's similar to how I feel about black Republicans. There's this sense that people want to be part of the majority, the herd, and the sick kind of power that comes with it, that domineering attitude, and that finds others beneath them. Our president, a man who I have great respect for, I think President Obama is the best president we've had since FDR. I think it's very telling that he's a Sox fan. He probably has to make statements conciliatory towards the Cubs because he's a politician after all. But ultimately, and then in addition to that, he's a Harvard-educated Hawaiian who kind of adopted the Sox or Chicago as his hometown. But the point is that leadership is a function of being willing to go against the will of the mob, what Alexis de Tocqueville called the tyranny of the majority. And Cub fans, they're part of that tyranny. I think, and kind of on a side note, John Stewart, big Mets fan. The Mets to me are kind of like the White Sox of New York, in that the Yankees are the dominant team in that city, and the Mets are the second team. And Stewart was great during his run, exposing the hypocrisy and just ignorance of the will of the masses who don't think critically about things. I think Stephen Colbert, who might even be more brilliant in some respects, his new show on CBS is kind of, a disappointment because now he has to cater to corporate interests and Hollywood. He can't take the chances that he did when he adopted this persona, satire is so powerful in showing the inconsistencies of the thinking of the mob, of the herd. And now, since Colbert has to kind of cater to that same mob, his show just doesn't work for me anymore. sad to say, because it was one of the things I really enjoyed watching, and this junk that dominates on television. I don't know. I thought I had a lot more to say about this. Well, let me add that 2005, when the White Sox won the World Series, I thought, after that, my hate for Cub fans would dissipate, but it hasn't, because no matter what, there's this attitude that is too pervasive among the majority of Cub fans who don't know crap about baseball, who don't, but just want to be part of the crowd, who aren't willing to take chances and take a stand against the mob. And I think this is a very, to tie it in this kind of silly issue of Sox versus Cubs. I think it has a deeper root in terms of how, it's very dangerous when people take comfort in being part of the herd and are not willing to think for themselves. And it's not like all Cubs fans suck and all Sox fans are great, even though it often seems like that to me. When I was watching the game, surrounded by Cub fans, it was so clear who the I don't know, morally inferior, is that too strong? Maybe. That was part of kind of the makeup of these types of individuals who feel that they're better than others because they take comfort in the herd. Whereas the Sox fans are typically the iconoclasts, the ones who are willing to take chances and to represent, a different way of thinking. All right, I think that's enough for now, and maybe I'll retire again after this. Thanks. Bye.